Hello, people. How are we doing? Today is Tuesday, I believe. It is the 16th day of May, 2023. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I wasn't going to make a video today. I've taken a couple days off just because this stuff starts to get to you after a little while. And I hadn't taken a day off since April the 8th before that. So I said, screw it. I'm taking some time off. And that's what I did. I wasn't going to make one today until I saw something on CNN that I thought was just outstanding. Just fucking outstanding. Unbelievable. Apparently, the good old CIA is recruiting in Russia. They are looking for spies to sell out their country in hopes that they can bring in a regime change. And they are advertising on Telegram. That's right. Telegram. The same app that I told you the Central Intelligence Agency uses all the time and monitors everything you say on Telegram. They also claim on Telegram that if you are interested, if you were just an anybody, you haven't got to be a military guy or political guy, but anybody, if you wish to contact them, they will set it up and they give you specific instructions with a new fucking video, a new heartwarming, heartstrings tugging video, where you can set up on Tor and respond to them and get information and get your marching orders from good old Uncle Sam. He'll reach out with his invisible hand to you in Russia. This is quite remarkable. For a number of reasons, obviously. I mean, I've told you before, don't use Telegram. You know, if you go to work for somebody who is who's a super successful alt media guy, and you're wondering why they're so fucking successful, and he's telling you got to fucking use Telegram while you work for him, that might be slightly problematic, especially if he then whips out, instructions on how to put Tor on your system. Tor was developed by Department of Secretary of State, Department of State, State Department, and of course the CIA, so they can communicate with their assets in other fucking countries without the possibility of that country intercepting those communications. That is exactly what they are claiming they are doing now with Tor. And they are advertising that on Telegram to people inside Russia. And not only that, you think, well, Scott, that's kind of crazy. How do you get that insider information? Are you a 21-year-old Air Force fucking National Guardsman? No, I'm just, I watch CNN. But then again, I don't have to watch CNN because the CIA has broken this story and sent this information to every single mainstream media outlet. And they are all covering this story. They also mentioned, in the one I'm going to show you, that the FBI has been doing the same thing here in the States when people come and visit from Russia. You might think that's a little counterproductive, and you would be right. If, in fact, what they were looking for were sellouts in Russia. My guess is that's not what this is about. You will see in a few seconds CNN talking about the perfect candidate they're looking for is wealthy, upper middle class, upper middle class, somebody who can afford to travel and somebody who can get around the travel restrictions. Maybe go to Belize or go to fucking some other country someplace, and then map your fucking get your visa into the United States from there. That's not your typical fucking Russian. And you'll see from the video they produced and the home in which this mother is walking around. The video, the commercial, they're doing commercials for fucking Traitors. Commercials for Traitors. And they keep talking about the fact that in the video, you know, if you know something's just not right, and you're not really quite making as much as you want, and you want a brighter future for Russia. What does a brighter future for Russia mean? Brighter future for Russia means free markets. That's it. And of course, the people on CNN will talk to you, and I'm going to tell you in a few seconds. I'll play the whole thing, so I'm not making this shit up. Not only are they using Telegram, they're advertising this on Telegram. That's what the fucking commercial is put on. But they're also talking about using Tor. And they also keep using a phrase over and over and over again. In fact, it is the name of one of the fucking CNN. There's two segments CNN has done on this. Two. The one I'm going to show you is this one. Watch new CIA video aimed at recruiting Russians to spy for the U.S. That wasn't enough. They put together another one. We're open for business. CIA drops video to recruit Russian spies. Open for business. I've also told you on multiple occasions that that's what that is code for. When you hear Florida is open for business, when Hillary Clinton went to Iraq and she held a little conference for business leaders, she was trying to, and she was telling them, you know, Iraq is, the name of the conference was, Iraq is open for business. That's what happened when was it Bolsonaro? Jair Bolsonaro took over. He said, we're open for business. What does that mean? That means we are now going free market. We are doing away with regulations. And we are going to reduce the burden of taxes and free up your business to do whatever the fuck it is your business wants to do. You want to fucking put sawdust in fucking in children's cereal? Go right ahead. If the invisible hand lets you do it, the invisible hand lets you do it. If they buy it, and they eat it, and they feed it to their kids, so fucking be it. That's the glorious free markets. That's what they said. And these CIA guys talking about this to the people at CNN, they mentioned not once but twice they are open for business. It's code. It's code for we're fascist. That's what it's code for, because that's what fascism is all about. Letting fucking corporations take over the goddamn government. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is what they are trying to sell the idea of to these wealthy people, because one of the people on CNN will admit this is not targeting some average Joe Blow Russian, because average Joe Blow Russian, they're not going to be able to fucking afford to be able to just hop on a plane and go, and they don't care about hearing about average Joe Blow Russian. They want somebody who's a business leader or somebody who's in their market, people along those lines. But they're saying, you know, you never know, you got something you can contribute, which is the story of this fucking video. You see this woman, don't know if she's a housewife, she's probably some business person, but she lives in a very affluent looking house, and she's looking at her kids and she's thinking about the future. What's our GDP? Our GDP is the 11th in the world and has been since 2021. No, thank you. Here's 11. And here's 2022 GDP, as if that means anything to people like us, but there you go. Business people will see it as such. Here's Russia's number 11. Russia's currently sitting at that GDP, which is 1.779 trillion. Whereas the United States is way up here. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is what open for business does to you. There's never any decline in GDP. I mean, never any decline in G. Oh, we got a little bit of a decline there. Pow, we're back, right back up. That's what open for business means. And so the point of the video is to have some wealthy people in Russia think to themselves, yeah, we're rich now, but I could be a lot richer. Now, that's the message. It's smoothed over with, oh my goodness, my kids, are they going to be able to afford Gucci their whole lives? It's smoothed over with that, but that's the point. And the lady on CNN is going to tell you that's the point, because she thinks it's all well and good. So, by the way, there's someone like Robert Kennedy Jr., who, by the way, is a big fan of the old free markets. However, that's not the point of the goddamn marketing campaign. Nope. By the way, remember I told you about Edward Snowden and the Tor fucking sticker on his laptop? Just keep that in mind. Here's the point of it. The point of it is Telegram is, according to them, popular in Russia. I'm not so sure about that, but Telegram is popular, and so is the concept of going to the United States and for a visit. I think what they're doing is they're trying to have the Russians have a knee-jerk reaction and yank something like Telegram or Instagram or whatever the fuck off. Maybe even YouTube, because the fucking videos are on YouTube. So maybe they're trying to get them to shut down either CNN or Telegram or YouTube or any number of things from the United States. And then, of course, they can step back and we can step back and go, oh my God, you're repressing the people. Trying to cause more fucking unrest. Let me just show you CNN's coverage of this, which is quite funny, actually. I'm going to show you this one because I haven't seen the other one yet. But I'm going to show you this one because I know in this one they mention the CIA is open for business, not once, but twice. Well, we are open for business and we have deep pockets. They also mention, by the way, that one of the reasons people could be doing this, could be contacting fucking CIA, is because the CIA is offering fucking money. Have a look at this. This is fucking
CNN
ridiculous.
learning exclusively about a new CIA campaign, and this one is aimed at recruiting.
CNN is learning exclusively about this. Yeah, except for the fact that there's NBC and there's fucking Insider and there's Newsweek and there's Fox and there's NBC News and Sputnik. Fucking Sputnik is covering it, but it's exclusive. It's exclusive to the Erin Burnett out front. She's out front with the big hair. Here you go, look.
Russians to spy for the United States. Our Alex Marquardt obtaining remarkable video from the CIA with their message intended to lure Russians and turn them against Putin. It is a story you'll see first out front.
Это та жизнь, о которой я мечтал. Тот путь, который я себе выбрал.
Questions being asked in Russian in a new dramatic video by the CIA. Just released to try to recruit more Russian spies by appealing to Russia's patriotism, frustrations, and the oppression they face under the Putin regime.
Is that working class Russia? Because if it is, I'm going.
CIA officials told CNN in an exclusive interview that the war in Ukraine has created an unprecedented opportunity that they want to capitalize on to recruit new Russian assets.
It's created an unprecedented opportunity to do what? To undermine and destabilize Russia, which of course is why we created the fucking war in Ukraine in the first place. Well, that and destabilize westernized countries, but it's an unprecedented opportunity.
Disaffection with the war will continue to gnaw away at the Russian leadership beneath the steady diet of state propaganda and practiced repression.
In the past year of the war, the CIA has been encouraging Russians with valuable information to contact them quietly, securely, and anonymously through a portal on the dark web.
We're looking around the world for Russians who are as disgusted with that as we are, because we're open for business.
We are open for business
on the CIA's social media accounts. And this new video, after making an emotional pitch to Russian viewers, details how to do that using the dark web browser called Tor. You're not powerless, it says. Contact us in a safe way. The CIA recruitment video was first posted Monday evening on Telegram, the social media app that is highly popular among Russians who can't easily access unfiltered news or other social media sites.
I call that hanging out the shingle. Spreading the word far and wide that U.S. and counterintelligence is open for business.
Open for business.
And we have deep pockets.
We have deep pockets. I've told you many times, Telegram is CIA. Tor is CIA. You say, well, Scott, it's end user fucking encryption. Bullshit. Bullshit. They made that shit. They run that shit. And they can read that shit. You think they want people in fucking their assets in Somalia or Sudan communicating with each other in ways that are counterproductive to what our efforts are down there? Of course not. You think they want them using their fucking app to communicate with somebody maybe in China or Iran? Of course not. Don't be fucking stupid. Of course they fucking do it. That's why whenever you watch people talk about the dark web in films, they always talk about Tor. It's dark web, it's Tor. You gotta go on Tor. And that's why you can get all these fucking... Tor is just, all it is a fucking CIA, FBI, DEA fucking honeypot. That's all it fucking is. Yeah, you can watch fucking child porn. You can watch fucking... You can make drug deals. But guess who's watching you watch those and make those? You're damn right. That's what fucking Tor is. That's what it's always been. And here they are again, using Tor the way it was designed to be used. And they don't mind telling you. That's what's so fucking funny about this. They think they're doing something to fucking Russia. All they're doing is exposing themselves. But then again, people know what Tor is. Then again, people should know what Telegram is by now.
Strike back against this man you hate, Vladimir Putin. You have an opportunity now to do it safely.
CIA officials told CNN they hope the video will resonate beyond intelligence and security officials, with people who may not realize that they have sensitive information to share, working, for example, in cyber, tech, finance, and other fields. They may think contacting the CIA is too difficult or too dangerous. The CIA telling CNN they want to demystify that.
We need people all through the Russian economy to cooperate with us. We need to know what's going on in this adversary country.
There is no direct mention of Putin or Ukraine, nor, CIA officials insist, is it meant to fuel unrest in Russia. Rather, they tell CNN these are timeless themes that they hope will drive Russians into the arms of the CIA.
Это всегда будет моя Россия. Я выстою. Моя семья выстоит. Мы будем жить достойно, благодаря моим действиям.
Just some housewife sitting there snitching out to the CIA. But don't forget, this is how Barack Obama became Barack Obama. His mother worked for USAID, which is a CIA asset, in Indonesia when we took over and installed a goddamn brutal fucking dictator, a right-wing fascist dictator, a glorious open markets dictator, free markets dictator, in Suharto. Her job was to get people, average people, some with information that they could use, some with names of fucking leftist, left-leaning Indonesians who were their neighbors, then they would bring that information to Barack Obama's mother, and she would hand them microloans, loans that were never paid back. They were microloans designed to help the people of fucking Indonesia get back on their feet again and get business up and running. She was buying information. And she would hand it off then to her then husband, his stepfather, who was a general working for Suharto. That's how we used to do it back in the old days. You actually had to go meet somebody in an office someplace with USAID written on the fucking door. Now, they just got fucking apps for that shit.
In terms of what the CIA has already seen in their efforts to recruit new Russian spies during this war, they say they have been successful. One CIA official told me, in his words, there's contact coming in. Now, Aaron, they won't give any numbers or say where these Russians work, but the CIA says they wouldn't be rolling out this new video if they hadn't already had some success. We should also note that the FBI has tried recruiting Russian spies right here in Washington with ads specifically targeted at people coming and going from the Russian embassy, an effort that the embassy called...
They got billboards across the street from the fucking Russian embassy. Feel free to contact us. 1-800-SNITCH. 1-800-PUTIN-SNITCH. Billboards right across the street from the Russian fucking embassy.
Ridiculous, Aaron.
Alex, thank you very much. It is important in that context, though, just a note to everybody, there are a lot of Russians who are coming and going out of the United States. That is still the reality. All right, out front now, Alina Polyakova. She is a Russian foreign affairs expert and the president and CEO of the Center for European Policy Analysis. So, Alina, as you hear these recruitment videos, which, just to be clear, going out on Telegram, as Alex is reporting, that is a place where Russians spend a lot of time. That is the social media, the predominant social media in Russia. So what do you hear when you hear these videos and the appeal that they're making to retain your dignity, to take care of your family?
I mean, hearing the Russian language that's being spoken in these videos just now, I think it's absolutely brilliant, honestly.
It's brilliant because they talk to Russians in Russian. She runs an NGO. I think it's brilliant to hear them talking to Russians in Russian.
So many Russians that we will never ever hear from, who are disappointed with the future they see ahead of them, which is a very, very bleak future under President Putin. And we'll never hear them talk about this publicly because people in Russia are really deeply afraid of the kind of punishment that might come with saying anything in public. You know, let's remember, this is a country that will throw you in jail for holding up a white sheet of paper with no words on it. So I think this is an absolutely brilliant ploy by the CIA.
It's brilliant.
If we can get some informants.
How brilliant is it to announce it to CNN, to actually do an interview with CNN and talk to CNN about that? So how brilliant is that? How brilliant is that? Because you know they're going to shut down Telegram. You know they're going to shut down Telegram. But then, that's probably why they're doing this.
Average people to cooperate with the United States.
And now, Alina, you heard what Alex is reporting. He's saying the CIA knows that, in a sense, that they have a return on investment, that they're doing this because they are having contacts already coming in. Do you think, to this point about the risks, that the Russians you're speaking to who are inside Russia, who may see this, that this dark web browser, that going to Tor, that this is something that people would take enough people, I guess, would take a risk on?
Look, it's very hard to strike the right tone. You know, the kind of message that we just heard in the segment is not going to appeal to everyone.
Here we go.
Some people are going to laugh it off, but presumably they get things out of cooperating with the intelligence services here. They might get some payments. They might get security. You know,
they might get some money to snitch out their fucking country. Only the best people. We recruit only the best fucking people. Traitors. Traitors.
These are things that many Russians are really craving right now. So there is a certain appeal there. Is it going to reach a large number of people? We don't know. But I think the CIA is probably counting on the fact that, okay, even if it reaches a few dozen who take the necessary steps and who feel comfortable doing that, that's already a win.
And Alina, one for
a few dozen. What she's saying is, and you can watch her, I can't stand watching this. What she's talking about is people who are satisfied with this kind of, which is normal fucking growth, and it's ebbs and flows and flows and ebbs. And that's what fucking GDP is supposed to do. GDP is not supposed to do that. It's always up because nothing else matters to the people running this country. GDP has nothing to do with you and me. Nothing. GDP is all about the financial interests. It's all about the fucking money people. It's all about the hedge funders. It's all about the vulture capitalists. It's all about constantly rising, never fucking falling, never fucking dipping. That's what the glorious free markets do. Until, of course, they have a big fucking correction. But even the corrections, even the fucking corrections, look at them. Even the corrections weren't that fucking bad. They just flatlined. That's what they're talking to. That's who they're talking to. That's who they want to be fucking talking to. And she says that in a few minutes. You have to be in a certain fucking class to start with, to be able to fucking hop on a fucking plane or a private jet someplace and fly to the United States. So why are they doing this? They want to get, maybe it's because they already know they're going to shut down Telegram. Maybe it's, who knows. And my guess is they want to do this to shut down Telegram. That's why they're announcing this, making this into a well-known, publicized fucking thing. They want Russia to shut down Telegram so they can step back and go, see, it's a dictatorship. But there's CNN pushing fucking Mockingbird propaganda straight from Central Intelligence Agency. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just pure fucking propaganda. Leader of this country doesn't play ball with us. Evil, bad. America, good, beautiful, free. That's what they're doing. And it's laughable in many ways. It's pathetic. We're pissed off because come to find out, according to the Durham report, no, Russia didn't try to interfere with our goddamn elections or the way our country is run in any way, shape, or form. So what do? We get the old CIA to run a fucking ad on an app telling people, hey, you work for the fucking election system in Russia? Give me a call. Here's our digits. And they actually didn't even CNN didn't even blur the shit when they showed you what it said. What the message said. I'm trying to find it.
That using the dark web browser called Tor. You're not powerless, it says.
There you go. They didn't even blur the shit. They're advertising on CNN. Yeah. I'll talk tomorrow a little bit about the Durham report, and we're going to go into more into what's happening now with World Health Organization and their binding resolution, and what I think is going to be the next pandemic will be 2025. If you are someplace and you are concerned about this stuff, depending on whether we accept it, whether or not we accept it, you got to look at every single country that is on the signed up for this fucking thing, and you got to seriously consider maybe going someplace else. Because once they lock down the next time, they're not going to end it. It's not going to stop. You're going to be forced to get all your goddamn jabs, and it's just the luck of the draw as to whether or not you are debilitated permanently, whatever the case may be. So you got to take that into serious consideration. And I think 2025 is going to be the year. It's going to be a bad year. But anyway, I'm looking into that now. I will talk to you guys again. I just want to put something together so you know I'm not, someone contacted me and they're like, oh my God, I haven't heard from you in so long. I'm fine. I'm still here, and Bo's fine. And he's up. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.